I'm going to try constructing a few solar ovens based on the instructions you have given me. Watch carefully as I go through this. Think about how the instructions could have been made more clear. Whenever you're making instructions, you want to make them as clear as possible. Make sure that I understand what I will need, what I should be prepared to do, and how much time I should expect it will take. I know time is a factor we haven't talked a lot about before, but it's an important one to consider. Whenever you're planning a course of events, you have to take into account how much time each step will take. When you're planning your assignments for the week, you're thinking about which assignments are the big ones that are going to take you a long time, and which ones are the small ones that would take you less time. Big ones you might get started on early in the week and work on little by little until you're done later in the week. While the smaller ones you might fit in just a little bit in the morning, a little bit in the afternoon. You're able to finish them up quickly, so you fit them in where they fit. If you're getting ready for dinner, you need to get out a cookbook. You pick out a cookbook, and then you're going to look for the recipe that fits the time that you have available. Something you should look for when you're planning a meal is what the time is necessary for making that particular dish. For example, if I wanted to make this red cabbage here, I can check out these ingredients to make sure I have the materials I need, but then I want to look down in the instructions to see, oh, I'm going to need to cook it for 15 minutes, so I need at least 15 minutes to make this. I need to shred the cabbage finely, okay, so I should maybe add a few minutes for shredding the cabbage. Melting the butter, okay, that's going to be a few more minutes. And cook for about 15 minutes later on. Oh, but right here in the middle, cook covered over low heat for about 1.5 hours. If I don't have 1.5 hours to work on this, then I'm not going to be able to have this ready for dinner tonight. Some recipes are really helpful and they tell you exactly how much time to expect for preparing it. Sometimes you need to think about the instructions and read them step by step to evaluate how much time they're going to take. If I'm constructing one of your solar ovens, I need to have a good idea of how much time it's going to take. If it looks like something's going to take many hours, it might be such a big project that I'm not going to be able to finish it, so I won't even begin it. It might be better for me to look at something else to do. What we are developing here is life skills for planning and communicating. All right, let's begin. Sample number 1. It's got a list of instructions for me. Step 1, grab a cardboard box. Okay, I've got a cardboard box. Step 2, wrap the sides in aluminum foil. So it doesn't say if I'm wrapping all of the sides in aluminum foil or which sides are being wrapped in aluminum foil. I wrapped the outsides in aluminum foil, but do I do the same thing on the inside? That would be a good thing to identify. I'm not sure if this is going to work. Place the cup of ice inside the cardboard box. The box is on its side. Uh-oh, I've just realized this set of instructions has a drawing to go with it. The box should be much different. It should have flaps. Going back to step 1, wrap the sides in aluminum foil. And this time I'm wrapping the inside in aluminum foil. All the way up the flaps. Okay, so we've got aluminum foil all the way up the sides. Place the cup of ice inside the cardboard box. All right, the box is on its side. So I'm going to turn the box on its side and put the cup of ice in the cardboard box. It doesn't say where it belongs in the cardboard box, it just says in the cardboard box. I'm assuming that it should be standing upright, but that would be another thing that we might want to specify. It doesn't say how much ice, so I filled this cup of ice all the way to the top. But if we're testing this, we want to specify how much ice is it. There are different size cups also. Maybe this is not the size cup that the inventor had in mind. Maybe I should have a smaller cup. Step 4, wrap the front opening in plastic wrap. Okay, so I'll go get plastic wrap. It doesn't tell me how much plastic wrap. Maybe I'm wrapping a lot or a little. It doesn't say, so I'm just going to choose the bare minimum of what would go over the front of it. Another thing to notice that I'm not attaching this anyway. There's no glue or staples or nails that are putting this together. If the inventor wanted me to use one of those things, then it should be written into the instructions and into the materials, letting me know that maybe I need to go to the store and buy that or order it online. Step 5 says leave in the sun for 1 hour. It doesn't say which direction the box needs to be facing. Would it matter if I had it facing away from the sun or toward the sun? Yeah, it should be facing toward the sun. And step 6, finally, measure the melted ice using a measuring cup. Okay, what I'm going to do for all of these, I'm going to make the decision that we're only going to melt 1 ice cube at a time. So I'm going to change this to 1 ice cube. I'll cover it with plastic wrap and then we'll put it in the sun. Down to 1 ice cube, putting it in the center of the box. And now here's another area. If you had a specific seal that you wanted, if you say, oh, it's really important that you close it up all the way so no air gets in, letting your assembler know your goal is going to be better for your success. They may be able to evaluate things that are going on as they do it. And I'm trying to do this without using any glue or tape because I was not told to use any glue or tape. Kind of tough that way. This is covering the front of it. All right, so while we've got that one started, let's take a look at sample number 2. It says, start with a regular cardboard box. Okay, a regular cardboard box. I think I know what a regular cardboard box is. Let me find one. Well, here is a cardboard box. I think it is regular. Cut a square out of the front of the box. How am I going to cut a square? It doesn't tell me how. Replace it with plastic wrap. Okay. Doesn't tell me how to replace it. Cut all the sides from the front except for one on the side. So there's a lot of problems with this instruction because it says a regular cardboard box, but you haven't told me the size or the shape or anything about what regular means. Does that just mean that it's made out of cardboard material? Then you're telling me the front of the box. So I have a box here and I don't know, I honestly don't know which side is the front. Is this the front? Is this the front? Which side is the front? Cutting a square out. Now, I could improvise with this. I know how to cut things, so let me go get a pair of scissors and see if that helps. Cutting a square out of the front of the box. Alright, so I've cut a square out of the front of the box and I'm going to replace it with plastic wrap. And I don't have any way of attaching it because nobody told me how to attach it. So I'm just going to kind of shove the plastic wrap in there. It'll just kind of stay. Cut all the sides from the front except for one on the side. Cut all the sides from the front except for one on the side. I'm really confused. I really don't know what that means. This will be your door. I made dollhouses before. I know how to make a door. I'm going to make a door. Okay, so now we have a door. I think I'm successful. I made a door. Cover both the outside and the inside with aluminum foil. So, box is covered outside and inside with aluminum foil. I already see a problem. What problems do you see with what I've just done? That's the end of the instructions. The instructions don't tell me anything to do with the box now. So I'm going to do a little bit like the last episode, the last set of instructions that told me to put a cup of ice in it. But this set doesn't tell me to put a cup of ice in it. When you're making your instructions, make sure you tell me how to incorporate the ice part of the experiment. All right, we set the timer for 1 hour. All right, next one. This is sample number 3. It says, step 1, you get the box. I've got a box. All right, let's hope this is the right box. Glue the mirrors inside all the walls of the box. Okay, this is where I'm a little tricky because I don't have mirrors for every single wall of the box. I only have 3 mirrors and the inside of the box has 1, 2, 3, 4 walls. So we will hopefully, one of the mirrors is bigger than the rest. Maybe that will help. Alright, so we've got some mirrors on the walls, and because I don't have a mirror for the 4th wall, I'm going to attach a piece of foil. This set of instructions actually told me about using glue, so I know I can use glue for it. Step 3, set in the sun. Step 4, put ice in the box. Now I do have a drawing for this particular design, which normally a drawing gives me a greater understanding of how to put things together. Unfortunately, this design, I'm not sure what's a mirror and what's the wall of a box. I'm not sure what lines are showing me where the light's going and what lines are showing me just where another mirror goes. How many mirrors are there? I think there were just 1 for each wall of the box, but this has all kinds of extra lines that are maybe making me think that I was supposed to have 7 mirrors on different sides of the box hanging down from the top. A little bit confused, but I'm doing my best. Okay, I'm putting 1 ice cube in a cup. This wasn't in the instructions. It didn't say anything about a cup. Am I supposed to put just the ice cube in the bottom of the box? I think that would be a problem because when it melted, I wouldn't be able to tell where the water went and I wouldn't be able to tell how much water there was. back in the cup. And then where in the box this goes. Is it in the corner? Is it in front of a mirror? And then time frame. How long is each one of these things taking? If I need to glue these mirrors in place and I need to let them dry for a period before they go into the sun, that's important to tell me. I happen to be using some quick dry tacky glue, but if I was using Elmer's glue or glue stick or something like that, I might need more time for it to dry, or I might need time to figure out what is the right kind of glue. All right, sample number 4. It says materials. Materials, it says metal, or a lot of foil. Okay, I'll be honest with you. I don't have a lot of foil, but I do have some metal. I've got some food tins here. I've got a metal bucket. I need a cardboard box if you are not using metal and a lot of foil. Okay, now I'm confused because either I need the metal or I don't need the foil, or I don't need the cardboard box. I'm not sure which one I need. In some cases, if you give instructions like this, the person who's reading your instructions will just simply stop. They won't know what to do next. I'm going to go get a cardboard box anyway. All right, I have a cardboard box and I have metal. Make sure you mostly have 2/3 of foil and the rest is cardboard. With this, I could do all metal, so maybe that's going to work. A welding machine. Uh-oh. I don't have a welding machine. Honestly, I haven't done welding at all since I was in middle school. Does that mean I'm done? Does that mean I can't do this design at all? I think I'm going to stop there. So I came back out here to check on my solar ovens to see which one had melted the most ice. Solar oven number 1, and it's all melted. Solar oven number 2, it's all melted. Solar oven number 3, yeah, it's all melted too. What does that tell us about our quantities or our time? How can we get meaningful information from this test that we've done? In order to make this meaningful, we need to come back at it with a different level, a different quantity of either time or ice, or both. So some of you guys had some good design instructions. Some of you guys had good materials. Some of you guys pointed out safety. Some of you guys pointed out step by step. I want you to take a look and think what you can do to make your instructions better. Hopefully you learned something from these examples, that if those were your examples, you know what to do to make them look better, because you're going to give me more exact instructions than you had before.